Welcome to the show. Okay, my name is Winnie Lubebe, and like I said, it is Trendy Thursday this morning, and we are focusing on I Am Unstoppable, and we'll be doing a conversation surrounding public disability inclusion awareness. Okay, it's a very, very important conversation that we need to have this morning and speak about and amplify youth voices and shifting mindsets. And this is as far as stigma around youth with disabilities in education and in employment. It's such an amazing show this morning that you do not want to miss any single part of it, because my guest today will leave you inspired. If you have not yet been inspired through DJ Weaver's, mixing and all those things, let me tell you, by the end of the show, you'll be inspired and it will change your attitude as well, all right? And the question that we have for you this morning is very simple. And the question is, what is your unstoppable, okay? Very simple question. What is your unstoppable? That is what we want to find out this morning. And of course, change people's perception, okay? Because most of the time, when we see family members, we also have friends and even people around us with disabilities. Most of the time, the thing that people, would want to focus on is, what can we do? The woshe attitude. But again, clearly today, they are here to tell us, listen, we are so much more than our disability. There's so much more that we can do. I mean, DJ Weaver has just pumped us kidogo with her music, and I am so impressed. Oh my days, such an amazing conversation. All right, and like I said, the question that we're asking you this morning is very simple. What is your unstoppable? So feel free to use our WhatsApp numbers. That is 0112 500 400. What is your unstoppable? And today, like we said, get ready to get stories of resilience, triumph, and inspiration from young persons living with disabilities. But the numbers to call will be down on your screen in just a second. But if you call in and the lines are busy and you're like, Winnie, what do I do? Okay, feel free to use our WhatsApp number. That is 0112 500 400. That's the numbers down on your screen, and talk to us and tell us what is your unstoppable. All right. And now for me talking, because my guests are already here, inspiring guests that we have this morning. And on my far left, we have Pauline Mushiri, who is DJ Weaver's sister, and she is here joining us this morning on set. Good to have you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you very much, for coming by today. You look amazing. Clearly, there's something going on with the colors. On set, we have DJ Weaver joining us this morning. You look amazing as well. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for coming. That was fantastic. Like almost all of us were up and dancing and all those things. Clearly taking us to Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. You look amazing. And we have Linda Gakuru, who's a sales and oh no, I'm actually getting that wrong. Linda, tell us a little bit, because I got that confused for a second. But yeah, just a little bit.
My name is Linda Njoki Gakuru. I am salesperson in the real estate industry. I work for one of, I'd say, the biggest investment cooperative in Kenya.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm here and very unstoppable.
Yes, absolutely. Unstoppable. And that is the message that we're driving today. And we're also expecting Julius Mbura, who's an advocacy officer at Enable. All right. And he'll be joining us in just a second. But let's go all the way back. DJ Weaver, let's start with you. Like I said, you look amazing. That was such an amazing performance. I'm absolutely impressed. But let's talk about a little bit about you, DJ Weaver, okay? Just in case someone is coming, and probably they're seeing you today for the very first time and wondering, okay, who is that amazing lady? All right? Tell us a little bit about DJ Weaver.
My name is DJ Weaver.
My name is DJ Weaver.
I was born with cerebral palsy.
I was born with cerebral palsy.
In Kirinyaga.
From Kirinyaga.
Yeah. And I'm a DJ.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
You love music, right?
Yeah.
We can clearly see it. Even like the way you were DJing and you were enjoying your music and all those things. When did you discover your love for music?
Since I was young, I was a baby.
Yeah? Okay. So were you like moving to the beat and all those things? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
go ahead.
That's how I learned to walk.
Yeah?
That's how I learned how to walk.
Yeah.
Oh, through music?
Yeah.
Really? That is amazing. Okay. But what people don't know is also you studied hospitality, right? Yeah, can we go back a little bit and get to understand how was that like for you? But even before that, just going back all the way back to it's growing up and, you know, going to school and at high school. How was that like for you?
Yeah. Okay. I joined school at the age of 7.
I joined school at the age of 7.
I cried to go to school.
I cried to go to school.
I forced my mom.
I forced my mom
Yeah.
to take me to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I joined school.
And then I joined school.
It's a private school. A private school.
It was a private school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I joined in Joytown,
After that, I went to Joytown,
which is a special school
which is a special
for the
school
physically handicapped.
for the physically handicapped.
Yeah. I did my high school
I did my high
and
school
primary school.
and primary school.
And then I joined college in Thika.
Yeah.
Then I joined college in Thika.
Yeah.
I studied tourism.
I studied tourism,
Yeah.
tourism, travel,
And business studies.
and business studies.
Oh, business studies. Oh, not hospitality.
Yes.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. And we'll come back to you because in primary school, like you said, you forced your mom to go to school because you said, yeah, I want to go to study, which is fantastic. But the thing is, when you went to a special school, you actually got bullied, which is contrary to most people's belief that you would find your community and they will help you to thrive in that environment, right? We'll come back to understand how, you know, that was like and how you were able to push through to be where you are today. But let me speak to Linda. So Linda, you have dyslexia, right? And then also diagnosed with ADHD,
Yes,
right?
yes.
For someone who does not know what exactly that is, do you want to just help people understand that?
Okay, dyslexia is learning disability where you can't, the way it shows up is that somebody can't spell. That's how it shows up. But basically, it's more than just spelling. And the thing is, it's noticed now when you go to school, because that's when the telltale signs are coming out, when you can't spell, when you can't read, when you can't write. And when you write, everything is all over the place. And coupled with ADHD, I was one very destructive student. Yes, can't sit down, can't read, can't write. I usually tell people I spelt my name, Linda Njoki Gakuru.
All right.
The second time I was in class 4. Yeah, so all that time I was going to school, it was very difficult because unlike other disabilities, dyslexia, ADHD are invisible because you can't see neurons, and it affects the neurology, how your neurons fire. It doesn't mean you're not intelligent. It means that it doesn't mean you're not intelligent. It means you struggle to express yourself.
Together.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you do not know, because I remember the first time maths questions were read to me, I was answering them in like seconds. So the teacher was like, okay, this child is not slow, because I was called slow, I was called stupid, imbecile. Those were names that were thrown at me. But when they started reading out questions to me, I could answer them. So
but just the writing was
where
was
there's
an issue.
Oh.
And when was this? You said in school. But
In school.
At what stage exactly in school?
I was about 10.
Okay.
9, 10. That's when it didn't have a name.
Okay.
I wasn't given
All
a name
right.
then, and it didn't have a diagnosis at
Okay.
that point.
All right.
Actually, my diagnosis came 3 years ago, about 3 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
That is interesting, because now I'm trying to imagine how many students, how many learners in school might be going through the same and don't exactly have the diagnosis, because again, not so many people know about it.
Yes.
Or the teachers might not really get to understand, why is this child struggling to say right? And then end up being called, such names, or even being punished for not.
Oh no, I was beaten. I was beaten every day. Every day. I actually used to prefer school holidays because the beating would come from home only. My mom was a teacher, Our neighbor was my class teacher.
All right.
Let's make this story weird.
Yeah.
So my class teacher would come and tell my mom, who was also a teacher, because she was a high school teacher, that, your daughter, she didn't even write, she didn't even settle in class, she was all over the place, she was just misbehaving. And I'm that child who would lose one shoe. How do you lose one shoe? And you're walking with it? When I get beaten in school because I couldn't write
and
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and
then
you also
beaten at home. Yeah. My reprieve came when I went to a private school.
All right.
Then, the late 80s. Yeah. So it helped me. The teacher took an interest in me.
Getting to understand why
Yeah.
this is exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, can we put a pause there and speak to DJ Wiwa? So primary school, the first formative years of school, how was that like interacting, with, the other learners? Because I can imagine they're also children. They want to play with you, but then again, you're not able to, interact with them as say, like as fast as they would want to and all those things. Was it challenging for you?
No.
Okay.
No. No. I did see any challenge.
No, I didn't experience any challenge
Because of my siblings.
because of my siblings.
So they would take me.
They would take me to play with them.
So I know I had a disability.
So I never knew I had a disability
Until when I joined the special school.
until when I joined the special school.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I knew,
That's when I knew,
we are different.
we are different.
Yeah.
I see that. Do you have like maybe an instance where you'd want to take us through, and especially maybe the challenges that you experienced in the school?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
When I joined
When I joined school,
boarding school.
boarding school,
Yeah. My sister was not there.
my sisters were not there.
My mom was not there.
My mom was not
So
there.
I had to go for the show.
So I had to cope with the situation.
So my other school
My other schoolmates
will not assist me.
would not assist me.
Yeah. They assist me. I had to pay them
If they assist me, I had to pay them
with a cup of money.
with my cup of
Or
uji
my lunch.
or with my lunch.
So if I refuse,
So they were refusing.
yeah. So, yeah.
To help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you also got a best friend, right? Who would help you?
Yeah.
Did you? How was that like with your best friend?
He came in class 6.
She came later.
All right.
She also understood.
She also had a
That's
disability,
not
but not like mine.
no, assist each other.
So we would assist each other.
Yeah.
I really like that because again, so you complement each other. When she needed help, you'll help her, and when you needed help, she will also help you. So how long did this, go on? You and your best friend supporting each other through school? Because I also understand you're a bright student. You used to be top of your class, right? Yeah. So how long did you, were you with your best friend before you had to transition? So it's,
I was in class 6 when I went to high school.
When I went to high school,
She didn't come.
she did not come.
okay.
Yeah.
So you had to find like new friends in high school as well. How was that in high school?
High school was a little bit easy.
High school was a little bit easy
Now I have to shower,
because then I had learned to shower,
to wash my clothes,
wash my clothes, and to feed myself.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Learned, some sort of independence so you can also, take care of yourself. Pauline, I want to bring you in here a little bit because, looking at your sister, and you're very protective of your sister. So looking at her, and, when she came home and explained that she was being bullied in a school where essentially, most parents, most families would hope that they would get the support that they needed. How was this for you guys, you know, as a family reacted to this news?
It was her first holiday now after going to boarding school. And she says she's done with school.
All right.
Completely done. She's done. If that's the only school she can go to, masomo ikae. So I wanted to know the details. And it turns out she was being bullied in form because of her disability. So she would be made fun of, and then people would make fun of her structure and a lot, and they would refuse to feed her unless she pays them. So what came out to me as someone who was also in boarding school, meals are very important, and hunger can really make you hate a lot of things. So her biggest issue for me was feeding. So when we talk about it, she tells me that I told her she can put, you know, when you served food on a plate, I told her, you just put your face into it and eat like a cow.
Yeah.
You know, like
whatever it takes,
yes,
make sure you at least have something.
Yes. So that now that meal, you'll eat the whole meal. You won't have to pay someone. You know, you won't have to give someone a portion of your food. Then when it comes to tea, bite the cup, lift it up. Like, something will go down in
Even
the process. Yes.
Some spilling on your clothes, that's okay, but at least make sure you have something.
Something will go in.
Yeah.
Then the other issue was she couldn't find someone to bathe her. And you know, as a girl, if you don't bathe, other girls will start making fun of you, telling you, you know, smell, what have you. And it's not your problem.
Yeah.
You're not able to shower. So I told her that, you know, if you can use your hand to apply soap on the wall and then rub your body against the wall, that would be fine.
Yeah.
And then now the only issue would be washing yourself, like pouring water on yourself. You can use a shower.
Yes.
So I tried to give her ways. With mom, we tried to give her ways and tell her, school you're going back to.
Yes.
There is no option.
Yes.
You're going back to
whatever
school,
it is.
whether you like it or not. Because I was not going to be home while it's school time. My other sister was not going to be home. And since our parents had parted ways at that moment, that means staying at my paternal grandparents' home.
Okay.
And without us, I felt she wouldn't be safe or she wouldn't be well taken care of.
Yes.
So now the option for me was, you have to go to school.
You have to do it. And I really like that about you, because most of the time families, yes, we love, you know, we love our siblings, we love our parents and all those things, and we'd want to shield them, you know, from the world because, you know, of everything else, you know, stigma, you know, and all those negative things that happen. But I like the fact that you emphasized and said, listen, learn whatever it is that it can learn, you know, so that you can be independent and support yourself. All right. And not to forget the question that we're asking you this morning, and that is, what is your unstoppable? Okay. The question that we're having for you this morning is, what is your unstoppable? Send in your views on our social media platforms. There you have it, the question of the day. What is your unstoppable? Get ready for stories of resilience, triumph, and inspiration from young persons living with disabilities. And of course, today's my guest this morning, very inspiring, you know, young people who are telling us, listen, beyond this disability, I am amazing. I can do so much, all right? And like I said, we have Dr. DJ Wiwa, who is again a DJ, and she has cerebral palsy, and she is an advocate for disability rights, sexual and reproductive rights, and also advocate against gender-based violence. We also have Linda Gakuru, who is a sales and marketing specialist, and of course she has a very special interest in real estate. And of course she has dyslexia, keratoconus, and ADHD, all right? And she is here and she advocates against misconceptions about neurodiversity, which she has mentioned, you know, when we started the show, which is often misunderstood as an intellectual disability. And now we are joined by Julius Mbura, who is an advocacy officer at Enable. Good to have you this morning, Julius. How are you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
You all look amazing. I mean, like we said when we started the show, there's clearly some coordination going on with the whites and browns and a bit of here and there. And Julius is visually impaired, but he's very passionate about advocating for disability rights to give persons living with disabilities the educational opportunities and career advancement they are entitled to. So good to have you this morning.
Pleasure.
Julius, just tell people a little bit about yourself, just in case they're coming, you know, across for the very first time.
Oh, thank you.
And when did you discover your visually?
Yeah, so my name is Julius Mbura. I am visually impaired, in other sense, blind. And, you know, grown up, you know, like anyone else, you know. When I was young, I've lost my sight twice, actually, which is very unusual because of a very rare genetic condition called retinitis pigmentosa. So first time I was 10 years, I was in a mainstream school, and when I lost my sight, at the time I didn't know what was happening. You know, you're young, and you don't want to be made fun of, so you're hiding it. So I'd go closer to the board, try, and then even my classmates saw it as a cool way of taking down notes. So it became like a thing in class. And then later on, I lost my sight because what they were trying to diagnose, if you look at my eye, you wouldn't tell that I'm blind because my condition attacks the back of the eye. So yeah, lost my sight, was taken to Thika Primary School for the Blind. And from there on, now I started getting the right care, the right accommodations. And later on, high school, I had to transition back to Braille because actually it was like a roller coaster. I went to Thika Primary School for the Blind, and I was totally blind. And then after a year and a half, I got my sight back, but it was low vision. And then by the time I was getting to class 8, it had gotten really bad that I had to go back to Braille. So whole of high school, I did pure Braille, and then again, transitioning to campus, university, I went into assistive technology. And thanks to the organization I work for, Enable, I had been exposed to digital accessibility and assistive technology. So yeah, I did law. I'm a lawyer by profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. And you're here as well. I like all of you, you know, your advocacy roles that you're playing to really tell people out there that, listen, beyond, you know, our disabilities, there's so much more that we can do. There's so much more that we can achieve. And one of the things, and let's speak to you, Linda, a little bit, yeah? So you also have kids.
Yes,
who
I
have
do.
disabilities, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to take us through that a little bit?
Okay. I have 3 children. My firstborn has ADHD. My secondborn has low vision. Her condition is known as keratoconus.
Okay.
The same condition I have, but hers is more aggressive. So she has now a 1/16 of her eyesight. Then I have my thirdborn is autistic with hyperlexia, developmental delays, and sensory processing disorder. So yeah, those are many things just to say that he's autistic. He's on the autism spectrum disorder. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention, I'm a psychologist, counseling psychologist. That's my fourth thing I've learned in my life.
Wow.
So I started with computer science, went to insurance, went into sales, and then now I'm in psychology.
Yeah.
So one of the things that is used to diagnose neurological and psychiatric disorders is called the DSM-5, and right now it's reviewed, so it's the DSM-5 TR. They bundled all these neurological disorders under one thing and called it the autism spectrum disorders. So me, my daughter, and my son, we are on the spectrum.
All right.
ADHD is on the spectrum.
Autism,
hyperlexia.
Okay.
Yeah, Asperger's. So famous people who have it, Elon Musk, Richard Branson.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And the thing that we're here today is first of all to celebrate the milestones that all of you have made, you know, and demystifying all, you know, different forms of stigma and misinformation and disinformation about persons living with disabilities. That all they need to be what is called shared, you know, all the time. But no, give someone an opportunity and they will shock you, you know, based on the things that they can do and the greater achievements that they can make. And the question that I would want to ask you, you know, all of you after the break is then how can we create a society that is more inclusive? That yes, it's good to take care of one another. If you know a family member or a friend or even just anyone in the society who has any form of disability. Yes, help them as much as you can, but also be more inclusive and give them opportunity. So what is it that we can do to create a more inclusive society? That is the question that we'll ask all of you, after the break. But remember, the question that we're asking you this morning is, what is your unstoppable? I'm curious to see what all of you have to say. So keep sending in your views on our socials, so that is at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on X, and tag me as well at Lubembe_Winnie. But if you want to call in live and also share what is your unstoppable, our lines are officially open, or use our WhatsApp number as well. All right, so we'll see you after the short break and take all your feedback. To stay with us. DJ, and like I said, today we are being unstoppable, okay? And the question that we're asking you this morning is, what is your unstoppable? So reach out to us on our numbers down at the bottom of your screen, or use our WhatsApp number 0112 500 400 and just tell us what is your unstoppable. Or if you have a message for my guests this morning, feel free to also reach out to us and on socials as well. That is at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on X. And today, like I said, we are amplifying youth voices and shifting mindsets and stigma around youth with disabilities in education and in employment. And my guest today, listen, Julius Mbura, who is an advocacy officer at Enable. And he is very passionate about advocating for disability rights to give persons living with disabilities the educational opportunities and career advancement that they are entitled to. I like that part, they are entitled to, okay? And we also have Linda Gakuru, who's a sales and marketing specialist. And of course, she advocates against misconceptions about neurodiversity, which is often misunderstood as an intellectual disability. And we also have DJ Wiwa, who is wowing us, like I said, we have skills this morning. And she's a very, very strong advocate for disability rights, sexual and reproductive rights, and also advocates against gender-based violence, okay? So if you have a question for them, a comment for them, celebrating them this morning, reach out to us. Like I said, the numbers are down on your screen. Julius, I want to speak to you a little bit, because like you said, if someone looks at you, they wouldn't know that, you are visually impaired.
Ironically.
So, right?
Yeah.
So are there maybe like challenges that you have experienced along the way, where somebody's like, aye, where?
Yeah, actually, recently I've been a subject of cyberbullying.
I am sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. People start saying, umse anatupima. This guy is not blind. I can even prove. And I think it goes a long way to show that the society is not ready to see persons with disabilities who are really coming out and breaking the glass ceiling to just show that we are capable, we are more than what the society has boxed us to be. The parameters that has been there for charity case when it comes to persons with disabilities, and the Oishe mentality, like, oh, you're not supposed to do this because of all the things I can do, even like driving, riding motorbikes, going on hikes. I was on Kilimanjaro the other day.
Nice.
And all these things, people are not ready to even conceptualize that a person who's visually impaired or who's blind can actually go to such lengths. And some of them, it's because I'm challenging the norm and also showing them that, you've created as the unreachable for persons with disabilities. We are now taking our space.
Right?
And showing them.
Occupying and saying, listen, we can do so much more.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. And even for DJ Wiwa, and Pauline, just to take you through this, right? I was listening to your interview somewhere else, and you said, like, right about now, even getting jobs and getting gigs, people will still ask DJ Wiwa, kwani pia wewe una charge? Right? Do you what is that all about?
I don't really.
Right?
Someone will have a worthy cost.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. You're getting disability. But then you're asking this person with disability.
Yeah, you might closer to you. Yes.
You're asking this person with disability to actually volunteer for the event. Yeah. And I sit down and I wonder, you will pay the caterer. You will pay for the venue.
Yes.
You will even pay for the sound. There are things you will pay for.
Yes.
But these people you're targeting to empower, the one person who has tried to figure out things and, do the unstoppable, and now is offering a service, you want them to also volunteer. I'm like, really, people? Really? And I am quote unquote the devil's advocate when it comes to that.
I mean, yes.
I'll say no.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if she's volunteering,
Yeah.
I'm also volunteering. Take note, I am her sister,
Yes.
her caregiver as well. That means every single day, I am giving part of myself, part of my life, my time, and a lot more to her as a worthy cause. Why else do you want me to volunteer anymore?
Right?
You're
Right.
pushing me, you're pushing it too much for me.
Yeah.
So if she's making something for herself, my world will stop.
Yeah.
And I'll let her earn her money.
Absolutely.
Yes, if it's a worthy cause, she's thinking this one, I can fund, I can fuel, I can do something. That's fine. But there are not too many of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not everyone turning to me and calling me and thinking, oh, it's a charitable cause. Is it something you would, you subscribe to, you believe in? Yes, it is. I believe in it.
Yeah.
But then pay her.
I mean, look at her. Like she's doing fantastic.
Yes.
Honestly, why would you want? I'm curious. What do you tell these people when they tell you, "I just I can't pay where you volunteer"? So you just run. Or some people who have you experienced people who want to underpay you? Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them say, Dr. Exposure.
Some of them say to Patia exposure.
Yeah. And Dr. Exposure.
I say nitakula exposure.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Any other thing that you have experienced in your profession? Because I also want to believe, do you DJ maybe like in clubs aside from just events and all this thing?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, I do.
If I get a chance,
If I get a chance,
I do.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how is that like? How are people like responding to? Because you are absolutely amazing. How are people responding to? Do people get shocked? Be like, "Hi, hiya! Look at her! Look at what she can do!" Yeah. All right.
Yeah. They're very complex.
Yeah, they're very surprised.
Others say, we are there to sell ourselves.
Others say we are there to sell ourselves.
Yeah.
Wait, you are there to?
Yeah. Because I wear shorts.
Because I wear shorts.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people?
Nothing.
Yeah, just let them. You do you, but you continue to do absolutely what you do, and that is just ignorance on the highest level. But I know you're very protective of her. What do you tell those people when they come to you? Be like, yeah, you guys are just here to,
I have a serious face. Unfortunately, I was born with a serious face.
which is good.
So just me looking at them, down to up and back, the story is ended.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I say nothing and I just walk away.
Yeah.
And I've also learned to put a price tag.
Okay.
So any event she's invited to, I am the one who gives the quotation, the prices,
Yeah.
the charges.
Yes.
So now I become the bad person.
And that's
the person, like the lion.
Yes.
Like people will be like, you talk to Wiwa. Well, you don't talk to her sister.
Yeah.
Talk to Wiwa.
To Wiwa,
She's
sister.
kind.
Yeah.
But I know once you start talking to her, you'll talk to her, have a conversation, you'll agree and everything. And then when you ask, how much are you charging? You're thrown back to me.
Absolutely. And that's how it supposed to be. Yes.
No.
Very fun.
I'll come with now all the business jargon and all everything.
And I really, really like that. And Julius, we'll actually go downstairs because you have this amazing talent that I do not want to give away because you will get to see it, okay, when we go downstairs.
Yeah.
So just give me a second. Let me speak to Linda and then we'll go downstairs. So Linda, someone might ask, how are you then managing taking care of yourself and also taking care of your children? Are there things that maybe you have learned to adjust to just make everything a little bit easier for you and your children, give them the best care that they deserve?
Okay. Since our disabilities are invisible, that means I walk into a room, nobody knows. As in ADHD is not, you can't tell. My son is nonverbal. That means he doesn't talk. But when he walks in here, you'll all think, nice boy.
Yeah.
Until he starts.
Yeah.
So what I have done is gotten a lot of support systems,
All right.
built them for myself. Trust me, nobody will build them for you.
Okay.
The same way Pauline is saying that she has to set boundaries and she has to be there for Wiwa and to make sure she builds support systems for Wiwa. I have had
You
to
also have
do
to do
that
the
for
same.
myself.
I like
And
that.
everybody looks at you and they're like, you're well able. And they don't know the struggles you have. The obsessiveness with the hyper-focus. And that hyper-focus is good until it's not.
It's not. I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. All
So,
right.
and also advocating a lot. Like my son doesn't like learn the same way as other children. So I've had to develop a whole curricula for him. And it took like 3 years of fighting and just telling the government, you know what, we're not doing what you're doing.
Yes.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It's too below him. Yes, he's 8. He can code. He can animate. He can do all these things. It's a lot of advocacy. The same thing I faced when my daughter was doing KCSE. We the same way Julius was saying that his eyesight was there, then it was not. That's the same thing with Kerata Corner. So we were fine. We tested okay visually when we were registering for KCSE. Then 3 weeks before the KCSE, her eyesight just got worse. It moved from having over 30% of her eyesight to 16, less than a sixth of her eyesight. So I had to actually, can you imagine fighting neck to allow her to go with a magnifying glass?
At least to see.
To see.
And you know what I like is the fact that neither of you are choosing to stay silent and say, no, it's okay, this is what we have been given. No, you're fighting, and that is absolutely fantastic.
You need to fight.
Right.
So now, like I told you, we are outside because Julius has this very special talent that he wants to show us, okay? So, Julius, first of all, before we even start, what is it that we're here to do?
We are here to review cars by touch and feel. So touching different body panels of a car, I can tell you which model, make, and also sometimes even like in the same family, I can tell you the trim.
What?
Yeah.
That's very impressive. Okay, fine. Let's start. Okay, let's start over here. So let me guide you. Yes, that one. Okay. Yes. Tell us, what is that? What is it that you see?
So some models are very distinct.
Okay.
This one. This is Toyota Prado, specifically J120.
What?
Because of the lights. So the upgrade of the J150, they changed the lights, but this is the of J120 specifically, but it's been upgraded. You have aftermarket rims, and suspension,
Like you're able to tell all that by just touching.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, come this way. All right.
Okay.
So this one behind you.
This
Yes.
one?
Okay. Yeah. You do your thing.
So this is a double cab. I can tell by the bed and then the 2 doors. And this has to be the D-Max. This is a D-Max.
What? Okay. All right. Okay. That is very impressive. How are you able to do that?
It's been my passion, loving cars for the longest time.
Yeah.
Even when I was sighted, I was even drawing cars. And then later on in life, I started learning more about manufacturers, listening to engineers, how they come up with the different body designs.
Yes.
And now, because I've seen cars before, I use the memory visuals I have, plus all the information I've consumed about cars to put that into tactile and real time when I'm touching the cars.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. Thank you so much, Julius. That's amazing. And remember the question that I said I will ask all of you, but now since what is it that we will do to achieve an all-inclusive society that is free of stigma, free of, all the negative aspects, and as far as persons living with disabilities? What would you say very quickly, like 30 seconds?
I'd say first being very deliberate about the opportunities that we give persons with disabilities, and also giving them reasonable accommodation for them to actually now take up the opportunities and run with them. So creating that environment that is not discriminative, and making sure that assistive technology, digital accessibility, so that they are not left behind in any way. Yeah.
I like that. Thank you so much, Julius.
Thank
That was
you.
amazing. And a special thanks to also DJ Weaver, special thanks to Pauline, a special thanks to Linda for also coming by today. And also, this show was made possible by MasterCard Foundation. So we say a special thanks to them as well. So thank you so much for watching up until this far. Now I know you have you've shifted your perspective and your mindset as far as persons living with disabilities, and to be specific, young people, because clearly from today's show, they have shown us that they can do so much more if you give them that opportunity. All right, so I will see you next week on Monday, same time, same place, right here on Your World, and that is on Mindful Monday. Stay safe, God bless, and remember to care for one another. Goodbye for now.